Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 113 and it is all attention to the January transfer window and the Spanish Super Cup. We've got to get past Barcelona and possibly one other of the top four from last season if we want to win our first trophy at the club. But it is a chance in a season where we're not really favourites for anything else to win a trophy, and that would be a special achievement. You'll also have to forgive me on the technical side too. My voice is a little bit ropey after the first leg of Luton Huddersfield last night, and as this episode's released, it'll be the second leg this evening, so please do wish us luck in the comments. But if you're looking forward to this one, all attention on Real Madrid and on Marina, the director of football, then please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. Some massive episodes in the Hemel save. You can find links to them up in the eye above. There's also a link there to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and of course the merchandise store too. And you can also support the show as a channel member down below by clicking the join button if you wish. But let's get cracking with the January transfer window. We start off the pitch before we move on to the big game with Barca, the second El Clasico in 3 games. Because it's been an interesting start to the month. And there's potentially another one in and another one out. And another experienced one out. We've had a loan offer accepted for Mamadou Koulibaly, who is 34 years of age. He's a centre midfielder who, well, he's not going to be a long-term answer. He's declining physically. He's not really that great anyway. Did score one crucial, wonderful goal back in November, December time. But realistically, I wouldn't be heartbroken to lose him. And I certainly wouldn't be heartbroken if this is the replacement we get. Because Stéphane Leclerc, certainly a good young player, certainly got the potential to be a star. Holding midfielder and centre mid. Not much wage by the looks of things. I'd imagine we'll get them fairly low. And have a look at the season stats. The average rating in Ligue 1, more importantly the Europa Conference as well. He's a wonder kid. He's got wonderful physical fitness, which is something we really need. He's good mentally, to be fair, for a youngster, albeit a little aggressive. Not the best technically, but as that sort of anchorman role, 6'2", great jumping reach. I could see him being a little superstar, and 17 under-21 caps for France, he's certainly up there. And while his scout summary isn't spectacular, it's 4-star potential, and if he reaches it, that makes him one hell of a player for me. So I'm really happy with him. Stéphane Leclerc could be a future star of this club, and I would be very happy to see him come and join us. So hopefully that will be happening before too long. What we're going to do, though, is focus on the football because we have got a big week, hopefully, to come in the Spanish Super Cup, or we could be going out with a whimper tonight. Barcelona versus Real Madrid, El Clasico Part 2. It was 1-1 in the last episode in the league game. It just about kept us top of the league. But we know we've got a very ageing squad, and the direction of travel as the games start to come thicker and faster could ultimately be downwards this year. But it is a chance to win a trophy, and apparently Real Madrid are the holders of this. Looking at their recent history, obviously they haven't won a La Liga for 10 years, they've not been winning Champions Leagues, anything like that. But the Super Cup, they seem to step up their game. So we're going to prioritise it as well, try and make sure we get a trophy. There's a couple of changes being recommended, but before the weekend game, these guys had 3 weeks off. I'd like to hope that everyone's fit. And again, Barca playing 4-4-2. It seems to be so common in Spain at the moment. Everyone's fit, everyone's got a light match load. Cervantes is coming back from injury and can be on the bench. I guess I should put him there for Koulibaly if he's leaving. Or do I take the approach of playing Koulibaly because then potentially we can save fitness elsewhere? I think I might do that, you know. Koulibaly in for Rehart, the rest of the team stays the same. We'll take Unai Alonso off because he's not a very good fullback anyway. So Cervantes is onto the bench. We're still without our first choice fullbacks due to injury. That means the 11 is Faranez in goal. We got Sofoso and Alfredo the fullbacks with Foyt alongside Militao at centre-half. Nianzou, Antonio and Koulibaly in what may be his final appearance as the midfield 3. And then Altmaier, Vinicius Jr. and Ariane Kalantari up front. Into the Spanish Super Cup semi-final we go. El Clasico is on the way. Not the team we wanted to face first up. This is going to be very difficult. Well, 2 changes for Barcelona. Cucurella, who surprisingly started and had a shocker last time, is not in the starting 11 this time around. But surprisingly, the man who's come in is not Teo, our former fullback at Crystal Palace. He's also on the bench, as is Pascal Struijk. So they seem to have gone for a slightly younger starting 11. Even in the midfield, De Jong and Pedri are there, but a couple of the other experienced ones are gone. Up front, they've got Volk and Toto. We saw Toto's wonder goal last time. They're a world-class front two, and they're both better than virtually anything we've got. So it's going to be an interesting first half. We're going to ask the lads to prove a point, see if the 4-4-2 can be beaten in the middle again. But hopefully there's a Spanish Super Cup final place up for grabs that we're going to be able to take the place in. Well, 4 minutes on the clock. It's a Barca corner, which doesn't bode particularly well for us. Free header at the back post, which Alfredo thankfully heads off the line. But not a good start at all there, as Scalvini gets down the right. Forced backwards in the end. It's good pressure from Vinicius, but the in balls down the right to Singo, into the box to Volk. I just knew it was coming. The apprehension was there. Volk puts it in the back of the net. And with 5 minutes gone, what we're seeing is, when everyone's at their best, there is a big gap between us and Barcelona. 4 shots in 10 minutes, 1 on target. And they've got another corner here because they've made the most of it. Another free header. This time Scalvini at the near post. Farron is able to hold it though. What can he do with the ball now? He's taking his time. Rolls out to Juan Foyth. He can bring the ball into midfield. There's not much pressure on him. Kalantari will make the run eventually. Does he find him? He does. Kalantari's in. Oh, he's blazed it over the bar. He's not come back too great from this one, to be honest. And with 15 gone, it remains 1-0 to Barcelona, as they've got a throw on the left with Jordi to Toto. Back to Jordi again and Pedri to Toto. It's too easy. And Safoso. I mean, this is why he doesn't start ahead of the first choice fullback. I mean, look at him. What a silly challenge that is. We're going to VAR. Of course it's a penalty. Up step Barca to make it 2-0. I don't think we're winning our first trophy, because Araujo's put it in with aplomb to the side netting. And we have got an uphill battle here if we want to reach the cup final. I think the trophy might be slipping away. And this shows what should happen in the league over 38 games. Half an hour gone. We've just had our first shot on target. But this has been dominance from our rivals. And with 5 minutes to half time, Alfredo's heading away down the left. Only as far as Scalvini though. Inside to Gavi. The Barca midfield looking really competent in possession. And I guess this is the thing, because there's been a winter break in Spain, the squad management hasn't had to be there from the AI manager. And when they're just at their best, you can see what they're actually capable of. As they've carved us open again, Volk puts in Ilias. He scores cutting in from the right. Oh dear. We are getting our first hammer in. Will we get under pressure because we're playing against rivals and getting battered? We're actually coming into the game now according to the stats, but at half time, sadly, it's virtually game over. 3-0 Barcelona. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to say you've been terrible. They're all motivated. Can we make some subs? Vinicius has been absolutely awful since coming back from injury. I'm going to replace him with Pedro Neto. I'm also going to bring on Manuel for Antonio, because we're going to have to prioritise the league now, aren't we? And then looking elsewhere in the team, I don't even know what to do. Possibly Altmaier. Let's take off both of the wingers. 3 subs at half time. I don't know how many we get overall. We'll have a look later on. But those 3 will change. We'll put Neto as an inverted winger as well. And just hope we get some form of response in the second half. And we're going straight from the kickoff with Kalantari, which may or may not be a good thing, as we've seen in recent weeks. Koulibaly gets it in the middle. That's a good ball towards Neto. Keeps it in, but it's on his right-hand side. Forces it back to Manuel. He goes to Safoso. To Manuel again. Back to the Hungarian. And Koulibaly. To Nianzou. To Safoso. But it's all backwards. Barcelona, they've got those 8 men behind the ball, and everything we're playing's in front of them. Until Kalantari finds Koulibaly. Could have finished his spell here in style. And ironically, we've had more shots on target now, as Nianzou finds Manuel on the right-hand side. Safoso gets it into Foyth, who must have been up from the last set piece. Manuel goes wide to Safoso. Takes on his man, has the chance to cross, but cuts back. Takes the safe option, not really we want to see. As Manuel gets down the right, to the byline, into the box, poor goalkeeping. Pedri manages to hack it away. Now Toto can counter. And look how vulnerable we are to it. From there, keeper making a save, to 10 seconds later, Toto's flashing a ball across the 6-yard box. It beats everyone, but Volk, the other striker's got it on the right. Gavi can cross, it's blocked. But Barcelona looks so threatening. This time though, thankfully, it comes to nothing. They're straight back with it. Scalvini at the back, playing out to Araujo and De Jong. Chance to come into midfield, over the top towards Volk. Foyth heads it back to Faranez. And we're back again with Koulibaly in midfield as Alfredo on the left-hand side finds Foyth. He gives it to Koulibaly and Foyth again. Where can we work with this one? Alfredo down the left to Martinelli. It's been a better start to the second half, but do we really look like scoring? We might now because Kalantari's in left channel. Cuts it across the box. It's poor keeping again. Doesn't like holding it, does he? Flaps and palms things everywhere. And Militao finds Nianzou. Out to Koulibaly. Please let us get a goal back. Manuel to Kalantari. There it is. 9 minutes gone in the second half. We've sort of created a little bit more. But we get the goal. Kalantari doesn't seem in a rush. Maybe he's happier than me with a 3-1 defeat. As we're back again with Militao. At least we're seeing some attacking intent. Manuel over the top to Martinelli on the left. This could be the comeback of all sorts. We're talking Liverpool in Istanbul here. Martinelli's blocked, but it's out to Ilias on the right. And if Barca counter us, they'll probably score. We've seen that all day. Volk down the right. Cuts inside. Toto's in the box. Wins a free header. Safoso absolutely nowhere near him. But thankfully it's over the bar. And we're back just 3 minutes later because Militao's playing out again. And that is a very risky position to put Militao in. But he manages to clear it long to Pedro Neto. Plays a 1-2 with Kalantari. Up towards Martinelli. Gets in behind his fullback. There's 5 in the middle. Deflects to the keeper. He's made a hash of it again. What on earth has happened to this Barcelona keeper in the second half? He's just palmed everything back into danger. Kalantari taps it in, and out of nowhere, it's 3-2. How has Diaz got a 7.5 rating? His handling's 16, but he's just pushing everything out. And with 10 to go, we've got a real chance here. It's been a great second half performance, and we're playing out from the back with 8.5 minutes to go. Alfredo can play it into midfield to Manuel. He's made a massive difference, it's got to be said. And it's up to Martinelli on the left-hand side. Cuts it back to Kalantari. Blocked on the defensive front. Oh, that's brilliant work from the centre-half. Ilias can bring it away to Volk. We're having to gamble defensively now, so we might well get caught on the counter. But at half-time, we did not think we'd have a chance in this game. And we're now just one behind, as Jordi on the left-hand side plays out to Pedri. Down the line to Toto, he's in one-on-one. This might be game over. Thankfully it's not. Faranez makes a great save, but Marc Cucurella's on. Can he gift us a penalty? We're going to encourage the lads at 3-2. We're going to try and get forward. But Barcelona keeping the ball well. That's a good trait from this club. As Farina finds Gavi to Pinel, to Araujo, the centre-half, and Scalvini. Very confident in possession and just trying to slow the game down now. Cucurella's actually come on in front of the left-back. Finds Toto. Back to Farina. Through ball to Volk. Game over. VAR will check it, but that's 4-2. That is game over. And yes, we've made a fight of it, but unfortunately, I think that's going to be it. Offside. Goal disallowed. We're still in it. Let's go attacking. We've got 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. The full-time whistle goes. One hell of a fight in the second half, but you know the old adage, you can't give teams a head start. Well, we give Barcelona a 3-goal head start, and at that, it's always going to be tricky. Well, I go back to the phrase we used last time out. It never rains, but it pours, because we are now not without 2 fullbacks coming back for the Valladolid game, which should have been easy on paper. We're now also without 2 or 3 options on the wing, without a centre forward, and much, much more. The only positive news, I guess, for the short term is that Koulibaly's rejected the offer from Lille, so he's not leaving as it stands. Leclerc at the moment has not agreed to join, and his offers going in for other people too. But the injury list, this is perhaps the problem when you have an ageing squad and they play a lot of football. The issue is, it's not the ageing players getting injured. Because you can see on the bottom right, Milenkovic and Gorta are just coming back. We've also got Sailmakers on his way back, but whether it's going to be quick enough, I don't know. The injuries are Sailmakers and Regeri we knew about. Kalantari is now out for this one and the weekend. Pedro Neto out for 4 weeks. And Cervantes picked up another knock. He's going to miss this game tonight. The positives. Barcelona and Sevilla face each other in the league today. They also played in the Super Cup final at the weekend, so they should be a little bit more fatigued than us. If there's one positive, we got a week off out of our failure. Let's see what the score of that one was. Did Barcelona win the first trophy of the year? Of course they did. So they're heading towards a treble. It's a very comfortable victory as well, in fairness. Atletico Madrid are our closest rivals at the moment. They've got a home game against Levante, who are up in 7th, and we're playing a relegation struggler. But look at the players we've got out. Having Calantari out, who so often dragged us out of a hole when we played really averagely, and missing the backup options as well, it just doesn't help. So we've basically got a choice today of Martinelli or Altmaier up front, the other one on the right wing. Unai Alonso will have to be on the bench. Joseph Rihar can come back in for Koulibaly, so we're fairly strong down the centre of the pitch. But I'm going to have to go to the youth team to find 2 subs, and that's an indicator of how strong our squad is at the minute. Okay, and this is what we've gone for. So, changes, only Rihar in and Martinelli in. On the bench we've gone for Bandera, who I'm pretty sure has featured this year. He has 3 times in Europe he's played. He's a winger, he's an attacking player, it at least gives us an option, and to be fair, he's not that bad. The other one I've gone for is Roberto, who is a 16-year-old. He looks like he's going to be an absolute star. We mentioned him when we joined the club. Had injury problems, is fairly defensive again. But if we are winning, at least we can bring him on. So into it we go, very much down to the bare bones now. We need someone to step up. Let's go and see if they can. Well, one familiar name up front and one at the back for Valladolid. Patson Daka, the Leicester strikers up there. Eddie Nketiah as the sub-striker too, so a bit of experience on that front. Not so much experience in the middle, but Cameron Carter-Vickers, the mini Luton legend at centre-half. Of course playing for Celtic now, winning the Scottish Premiership. But what a superstar he is. So Valladolid seem to be setting up a bit more defensively. We're going to get through the tunnel interview, see if we can beat them in the first half. As we're 6 minutes gone, we should be grateful we're playing a relegation fighter at this point, because if we'd have been playing anyone in the top half, I wouldn't have fancied us here. But hopefully we can find the goals from wide areas or midfield. Albeit they haven't contributed enough this year, they're going to have to now. Or will Martinelli show up? As Militao finds Nianzou, into Marcos Antonio, through to Vinicius Jr. We needed him to turn up. VAR will check it. He has been genuinely awful since coming back from injury. But today, he knows we're missing the big gun, and it's his chance to be an absolute hero. Vinicius Jr. scores, is 1-0 Real Madrid. Great ball from Antonio to set it up. Good start, as Alfredo on the left-hand side finds Rihar, into Antonio again. Down the line towards Martinelli, who's never going to get there. It's a dodgy back pass though, and it's forced a big hoof clearance, only as far as Militao, and Safoso has managed to get himself a booking already. Up to Rihar and Alfredo. Chance to play down the left to Rihar again, who's drifted wide. Vinicius making a run inside of him, but he gets to the byline himself. Rihar back, Vinicius Jr. 3 in the middle if they can find them. Altmaier's up, hits the bar from 2 yards. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how he's missed it. 20 gone, still 1-0. Very much should have been 2. And with almost half an hour gone, what we're not seeing is that threat in behind all the time. Because Martinelli, bit older, not got that Calantari pace. Not got the finish either, to be honest. As Nianzou finds Antonio to Rihar. Hopefully he can shut me up now, as the through ball doesn't quite make it. It's cleared long by Valladolid. I know we're on backup fullbacks, but we have to stay strong defensively. I don't bank on us to score lots, although Martinelli's in. There it is. Easy save for the keeper, straight at him. If we do concede, I don't bank on us to score 3 or 4. I think 2's our limit here. As Antonio's got a corner, in swinger, Rihar's up. It might be our best chance. Second one from Vinicius hits the post. And again, Valladolid survive. Thankfully, they've shown no attacking threat so far, and they've lost it in their own half again, as Marcos Antonio, chance to go down the left, pretty much unopposed. Beats Bajrami, cuts inside him. It's brilliant solo play. And is saved by the keeper. Out to Martinelli, back to Antonio again. And a last-ditch block by the defender. Valladolid bring it clear. Are they finally going to muster a shot? No, it's straight through to 1-5. It's not the best. And it's cleared downfield to Rihar and Vinicius. Up to Alfredo on the left-hand side. To Rihar. To Vinicius. To Altmaier. Oh, he's blazed another one. What on earth has happened to Altmaier? He started the season so well, and he's just gone backwards, as Militao heads the ball back to his keeper, Faranes. Out to Foyth, and Militao, into Nianzou, wide to Safoso, Militao, Antonio, Foyth, wide to Vinicius, into Rihar, over the top, nobody's there. Mateus Pereira can bring it down. Valladolid look fairly comfortable defensively now, but they're just creating nothing. Every ball's long to Daka and it's not his game. And the centre-halves just win the header and take us clear as Vinicius cuts in from the left. He's challenged, but it falls for Antonio. Martinelli finds Altmaier. Oh, God, someone give him a goal with his feet. It's absolutely awful. At the moment, it's 1-0 to us, but look at the expected goals. 3.5. And we're not taking the chances. This is where Kalantari is missed. As we're back 5 minutes into the half with Hong in the Valladolid goal. Goes long downfield. Patson Daka again is not going to win that. It's a very strange game plan from the hosts. As it's long downfield towards Martinelli. Can we finally have some magic? It's a forced wide to the right hand side into Rihar. And a midfielder does what the striker can't. Coolly slides it into the bottom corner. It's 2-0. It's game over. And thank God he scored, because how many more were we going to miss? Not one of the best chances we've had today, but really good finish from Joseph Rihar. And with 65 minutes gone, we can finally think about subs. And you know what? We can bring some of the youngsters on. So, we're going to bring on Roberto at right back, because Safoso's on a yellow, and he's shown that he's clumsy so far this season. We're also going to bring on Bandera. That'll be for Altmaier, who we desperately need to keep fit. He'll be an inverted winger on attack. And we're also going to rest Marcos Antonio, who's another key cog in the attacking wheel. Manuel on for him, another one of the slightly younger players. With 20 to go, we'll just try and see it out. 4.5 expected goals now, and Ketia's on for Valladolid. But we're still in control of this game, as Roberto the youngster, making his debut I think in league action, finds Bandera. Roberto again to Manuel, over the top to Rihar. He's made a brilliant run. And he's been an absolute superstar today. We've needed it too. It's saved this time. It's a corner kick. And Bandera, the youngster, will take it. Right-footed outswinger to the back post. Martinelli's up. Heads against the crossbar. Went a lot closer than any of his chances with his feet. But I don't think we're going to add to this now. As we've got a free kick at the back with 3 minutes to go. Nianzou playing out. Up towards Bandera on the right. Made a bit of an impact since coming on. Goes back to Roberto. He keeps it simple for Militao and Manuel. In the centre circle, turns and runs at the defence. He's got options wide. Finds Rihar. Inside him is Vinicius, but goes back to Alfredo. He finds Rihar again. Gets the cross into the front post. Headed away. Daka will bring it down. Slide challenge is brilliant from Nianzou to Bandera. Back to Foyt, the centre half. He finds Militao. There's no rush to get it forward. It's comfortable. It's controlled. It's through to Bandera. Absolutely awful challenge. Scythe down from behind. It's got to be a penalty. It's got to be a red card as well. He's about to get the shot away. Can't be a genuine attempt to get the ball. He's completely wiped him out. The penalty is awarded. Who will take it now? I think it's Vinicius who's next on the list. And he's had a poor spell. He scored the first goal today. Oh, wow. I mean, we've seen a lot of penalties saved in this FM. We've seen a few that have gone just wide. That was blazed high, wide and ugly. It was 10 yards high, 10 yards wide. It was a terrible penalty. And he's got it on the left again now. It doesn't fill you with confidence in front of goal, does it? We've got a third. It's an own goal that's done us the favour. Vinicius with the cross. He should get the assist. It's getting checked by VAR for something. I'm not sure what. It's disallowed though. Vinicius was offside initially down the left. Pirola spared his blushes. It was a poor own goal, but it finishes 2-0 and expected goals of 5.73. And without Kalantari, we don't take chances. That is a huge worry for the rest of the season. Well, results elsewhere have not helped us tonight. Atletico Madrid win 2-0 against Levante. Barcelona batter Sevilla 4-0. Are they finally finding their best form? Well, I hope not from a Real Madrid point of view. But now it gets even tougher because we've bottled our best chance at a trophy. We've got a tough draw against City in the Champions League. Yes, we've got an easier Spanish Cup third round tie. But we start to play twice a week a lot more now. And that's when normally we get caught out. So we're going to try and get through a big spell of fixtures here. We're going to come back unless we get a big Spanish Cup tie for the second leg of the City first knockout round and Sevilla. If you did enjoy this episode though, watching us bottle the first trophy of the season, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let's hope there's a little bit of rejuvenation in the squad via the Director of Football. If you want to stay up to date and find out, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM22 content. We'll be back tomorrow with the Hem or Save. You can see some of the latest videos from that in the eye above. There's also links to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and the merchandise store too. But above my head now is a very big one from the Hem or Save recently. I hope you enjoy that in the meantime, and I'll see you again here soon. Thanks for watching.